Welcome to the Business Spotlight podcast. My name is David Beeson. I am your host for today's conversation. And my guest today is Ana Ruelas, founder of the agency Austin. We're going to be talking about her journey to business ownership, challenges, best practices, and share a peek of what it's really like to build and operate a business. Ana, welcome to the show and thank you for being here today. I would love for you to give us a little bit of your background of who you are and tell us a little bit about your business as well.
David, thank you so much for including me. This is a great pleasure. Um, so I am excited about what our talk today. David, it's a pleasure to actually be here with you. Thank you so much for including me. Um, as you said, my name is Ana Ruelas, and I am the founding managing partner of the agency Austin. It is a luxury, um, it's a global luxury brokerage, real estate brokerage. It's a boutique brokerage, so we're smaller than most, but we are global and we are extremely collaborative. It's an incredible business, full of. Ah, I'm horrible at this.
Oh, you're all good. You're all good. We have editors that'll kind of chop this up. So if you just want to kind of continue from
Okay.
right there.
So anyway, so a global boutique real estate brokerage. That's the agency Austin. I'm an entrepreneur. I've been involved in a lot of different businesses throughout, but this one has been really close to my heart because it really just encompasses what I love and is seeing people thrive. And of course, it is white glove service. We offer um, everything that we do. It's around luxury. So we are a luxury boutique real estate brokerage, and we offer white glove service. Well, okay. I'm
Yeah,
a
you're
little,
all good. Like I said, this will all get cut. How
yeah, yeah,
we'll
and I'm
make
gonna
it
start all
we'll
over
make
again.
it seamless.
Okay, so David, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for including me. I am the founder and managing partner of the agency Austin. It is a global luxury boutique in real estate. Um, it is a sexy brand. It is a brand that really sets itself apart because of the culture. The branding, the marketing is impressive. The PR that we have in-house, we actually often joke that it's a PR firm that happens to sell luxury real estate. Our founders are incredible. They're people that are actually all over the world. You probably have heard of the Netflix show, Buying Beverly Hills, and also Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That is Mauricio Umansky. We have a very collaborative work environment. We just came back from a trip in Mexico where all the leaders from all over the world came in, and we just had such a great time just talking about real estate, talking about how to grow the business, um, really supporting each other. So it's the agency is so different than any other brokerage that I've had to experience. So that is the agency. So that's what I do.
Awesome. Yeah, no, it sounds super cool. So generally speaking, I know you said a lot of stuff about like the ownership structure. So what's the current ownership structure like? Are you sole founder and owner of this branch? Do you have partners or is there outside investors?
Yeah, I do have, it's, I'm the operator, and then I do have a couple of investors. They are my partners, they're managing partners. So it's Gus Ruela, he's the managing partner also of the office in Pasadena. And then Todd Reed. Todd Reed is a real estate, well, he's an attorney here in Austin, very prominent in, he's also, because he has that real estate background, makes it a great partner. So. Yeah, so we encompass with that. And then my husband, who brings the advertising and the marketing piece. So we really are a full service group here in Austin.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Well, tell me a little bit and tell the audience a little bit about the role you currently play in the business. Like what's your day-to-day like?
Wow, it's day-to-day operations. So making sure that we have our systems, social media. As you know, real estate is part of real estate is big on social, is making sure that we're promoting not only our listings, but also our agents, and then collaborating worldwide with other agency partners, global partners to then showcase their their properties. So we have a really great network where we are collaborating and bringing each other's properties to life. So I spend a lot of time looking at the business from that uh, point of view, networking and really elevating the brokerage and recruiting. Really finding the right people for our culture. We're very culture driven. It has to be a fit. Um, you know, we have 10 rules at the agency. The first one is no assholes. So I'm gonna say, right? So that's one of the things that we really pride ourselves in is being very selective about the group of people that we bring in, because not only do they have to work with other agents within the network, but they also have to work with our clients. So bringing that white glove service to our clients is important, and it takes a very specific um, agent to do that. So somebody who is agents that are very thoughtful in the way that they present themselves. So presence is important. Collaboration is another one. Um, in the fit of being hungry. I always say hungry because when you're hungry, you become very disciplined.
Hmm.
So agents that are very disciplined in the way they approach their business, because it is their business. And then the ones that are willing to tell their story. That's also very important. We love agents to have a voice and that we can actually then lift that up. So my day to day, to answer your question, is invested in, okay, how do we grow this brokerage? So I call it racing up the brokerage. You're going to see a blog coming out pretty soon about that. And it's racing up the brokerage. It's how do we help agents really thrive? And how do sometimes we get them, off the ledge, so just get them off the ledge so they actually really thrive. Right? So my background is operations and human resources, so really people centric. That part of the business is one that I love. I love the marketing side, the looking at things in a way that's completely different, showcasing our sexy brand in getting agents to see beyond just the dwelling, the property, right? And saying, okay, how can we really showcase this in a way that's wow for our clients?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this question's kind of fun and one that I love to ask. So I'm curious, based on your experience, if I were going to be able to give you an extra 10 hours each week, how would you invest those hours? Would it be more into the business, some personal stuff, family?
That's a great, I love this question. It's a great question. I think that I would spend it writing.
Oh, writing. Awesome.
Yeah, I would spend it writing. I would do a little bit of writing, obviously family, right? Because the more you spend with family, the better. Mentoring would be something that I would definitely want to do. But those are my three loves, right? Family and helping others
Awesome. Yeah. What kind of
and
writing do you do, just out of curiosity?
about everything. I encourage everyone to write as much as possible, even if it's just write every day. Because even if it's just like, hey, today I met David and he's a great guy. He actually, hosted me on this great podcast, but he told me all these things about him. Or I saw a red car that drove down the street. When you start writing whatever comes to mind, eventually your writing continues and prolongs. So those are the those are the things that I think allow us to be creative and allow us to be in touch with who we are. And
Yeah.
that helps us be really show up for others in our best selves. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I do a lot of writing. I do a lot of writing stories and storytelling. So, writing's a part of my day to day just because uh it's fun, but it also like I don't know, it helps you get stuff off your chest, even in storytelling wise, because it's like, oh, this thing
Therapy, right?
happened, I can push it into a story somehow. So, writing's always a ton of fun for me as well.
I love that. It's therapy.
Oh yeah. Couldn't agree more. So I'm curious, how many hours do you normally spend in the business, like with your strategy and your planning and operations and everything?
I, I have the privilege of loving work. I love to work. There's something about that creativity in bringing things together. And I'm a spreadsheet geek. I love data. I think that everything has a bell curve, right? So I invest a lot of time working because I enjoy it. I also know when to say there's boundaries and say, okay, this is my time now to just decompress. By nature, I'm an introvert. Most people don't believe that, but I am.
Yeah, I
So
would
that
not have guessed
that
that.
that downtime of just saying, okay, this is where I need time to be still is extremely important to me. So so to answer your question a little bit longer is I invest a lot of time. I probably work at least 9 hours a day, if not more. Uh, and then I work 7 days a week. I mean, when you're an entrepreneur, those are the things that you do. You're constantly thinking, and I am a thinker. I come up with things. Um, I always say people cannot keep up with me because I do wake up at 4 in the morning and have these thoughts, and too fast for some, right? That I and
Yeah.
I just I'm always thinking about how do we make this better. So
Yeah. I know that you said that you work with your husband as well. So how does working 9 hours a day, 7 days a week, how is that on like family life, if you don't mind me asking?
that's a great question. So he has his own advertising agency. So that's his gig. He comes and helps me with, and we really collaborate well together with what our strengths, right? So he's a new business guy. He loves to talk to people. So he'll help me with some of the recruitment. He'll help the business with just really writing. He's a great writer. Speaking of writing, he's a great writer. So we'll do some of that together. And then we like each other. We really like spending time together. We really like sitting side by side and just collaborating and talking about things and dreaming big. So we really like each other. And we have 3 children, uh, two grown, 25, Gabriel, 22, Melina, and then we have an 11-year-old, Alejandro. And we're one of those blessed families that our kids like us and they like to spend time with us. So there's not even a thought about spending time together at work. It just kind of blends really well.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. So I'm curious, why did you choose to go into like entrepreneurship rather than, sticking and maybe working for someone else? What was the transition like for that?
I work for, my career started at PepsiCo. I worked for PepsiCo Latin America for a long time. That that led me to work for some other big companies, Ace Limited. We had joint ventures with American Express. I worked with other startups. I worked also with some startups, and that's what actually led me to this startup process. Love the idea of really bringing things together. And one day you're throwing out the trash, and the other day you're, recruiting, and the other day you're, closing a sales deal, right? A big sales deal. So that part always intrigued me, and I always enjoyed it. And so I became an investor, and I started looking at the way that startups really work, the great people and great minds that come together to create this thing, right? It's an energy thing. So when this opportunity came to open the brokerage here in Austin, um, it was no brainer. It was like, okay, let's see where this goes and let's create something really wonderful here. I see the market in Austin just thriving at that point. And why not me? Let's go get it done. So entrepreneurship has always been in my blood and in my brain. It's always been something that I've looked at. And from very young, I I've worked with some incredible individuals that have always kind of pushed me forward, right? And said, go do, so um, that's it. It's,
Yeah,
you know,
awesome. Well, as you look back on your journey so far, what has been the most memorable roadblock or hurdle that you've had to overcome?
it's a great question too. So entering into this business of real estate, the hardest and most uh, block that I've had to overcome is having people really understand that although I wasn't a licensed agent when I opened this brokerage, that I still had a lot to bring to the business.
Mm,
So the folks that are agents or have had this experience didn't see me as an insider. They saw me as an outsider and didn't take into account all the corporate world that an experience that I brought to the table.
gotcha.
So even though I had a lot more experience in that corporate world than they did in real estate long term, the fact that I didn't have or don't have a real estate license, that was very hard to overcome. And in the goal for me was like, it's okay. Let's keep racing up the brokerage. And
Yeah,
let's do the things that I do know how to do well, and let's keep learning and growing. So
awesome.
that's the hardest.
Awesome. Yeah. So whenever it came to that, how did you get through that? How were you able to get through and like I guess kind of earn the respect of a lot of the real estate agents?
Uh, Moving forward, the only way I know is forward.
Awesome.
We can't get stuck on what somebody's perspective is of you, because I've done a lot and I will continue to do a lot, not just for the business, but also for the community. So I know where I stand, my ground, and just keep moving forward. It's the only way I know.
Awesome. Yeah. So I'm curious, who does your business primarily serve? If I was in the audience, how would I know I was a good fit for your product or service?
You're looking for a property or you have a property. We it doesn't matter what the price point is. For us, it's about providing that service to you. So if you're looking for investment, or if you have it's your first home, we'll still help you. The goal for us is to provide you the service and guide you through the whole process in a way that feels very seamless and no worries. So
Awesome.
you have
Yeah.
anybody in the audience that's willing, call us.
Me and my wife are actually going to be looking for a home in about 6 months from now, so I'll probably be contacting you then. It's going to be our
I would
first
love to
home. We're
help you.
currently renting. We've been renting for a while, but trying to buy our first home in about
So
9 months.
I will tell you, David, don't wait 6 months to start the process. Start the process now.
Okay.
And it doesn't mean that you're going to buy today. It just means that you start working with a real estate agent. The real estate agent will guide you in the 6 months, the activities that you have to do in order to be ready. The other thing is also really figuring out where you want to be.
Yeah.
So the neighborhood, I don't know if you have kids or not, but those things become very important when you do have children. But a realtor can actually really guide you through that process so that it doesn't overwhelm you. So we
Awesome.
look forward to working with you. I already know who should work with you just from talking with you. So definitely will guide you in the right direction.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll definitely connect after this. I'm curious. So with the stuff that's happened over the last couple years, I know that the real estate market, at least from what people have heard, has kind of taken a bit of a hit. How is that on y'all's business, if you don't mind me asking?
the the same way that it's hit others, but we're luxury. So, this is a whole difference. In Austin is very different too.
Hmm.
The Austin has a lot of boutique real estate that are very hyper local, and then you have the big compass, right? So we have big brokerage that's kind of swallowed the smaller ones up. So for us, it's the same way. It's um, I'm gonna take a breath. Okay, hold on.
All good.
I can answer that question the way that I really need to, so it really serves the audience.
Perfect.
Okay. So to answer your question, David, the market has shifted, but it hasn't shifted in a way that's so terribly. It is just, like I said, I love data. So the market has a bell curve, right? So typically in May, you don't see a lot of sales for certain areas, and at least in Austin. In Houston, we had a lot of sales. We are in Houston and also in RGV, in Rio Grande Valley. So there's a different bell curve for every market. So it's the same way that everybody has been doing it, but we continue to do the activities that we need to do to make sure that our properties are marketed well and branded well. That we're talking to our clients to make sure that we price well. So if you price well, the property shouldn't sit long. So the same activities that every broker should be doing, except the way that we do it is that we have branding that's just way above and beyond, and that we know how to price these properties appropriately so they move and they don't sit.
Awesome. Yeah. So whenever your customers and clients are looking to sell a home or buy a property, what makes them choose to go into business with y'all instead of maybe some competition?
That's great. So for us, it's again, we are a very sexy brand. We're white glove service. We know our stuff. The PR is way above anything. The what we provide for our clients is way above what any local brokerage has been able to do. We are very well connected as a brand worldwide. So we're constantly showcasing these properties beyond Austin. We also have a group of investors that we showcase these properties to as well. So it's having that whole playbook on how to market a listing in a property. Does it have a story? Does it does the client have a story? Where's the property located? What's the neighborhood? So those things that really make a community. So when somebody's looking for a property and it's your property that we're selling, then they see it as a whole. It's not just a dwelling. It's not just a house.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, well, kind of transitioning to marketing a little bit. Yeah, my background is in marketing and advertisement, so I'm always curious to ask what percent of y'all's monthly sales typically goes back into your marketing budget?
Two things. So the agency has their own internal marketing, marketing in-house marketing and in-house PR. So a lot of the stuff that we do, we're doing it as a company. There's a lot of things that we put out that do that, and then we work with the local brands. We work with a lot of local magazines. We do a lot of event planning to showcase the property. So it all depends on what's happening in the season size. So it could be that we didn't have anything planned for, marketing budget planned for this season, but then we say this actually makes sense because of what's happening in the marketing, we'll do that.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
So
So,
couldn't give you a number is what I'm saying. I couldn't give you a real number because it's it's
changing all the
important to
time.
us. It changes. Fluctuates.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, how many different marketing strategies do y'all use? Or I
Uh,
guess just give me a couple of the big ones.
well, I'm not clear about your question.
So with marketing strategies, like is it mostly social media type of marketing? Is it organic marketing? Is it more like email side or like what is like y'all's main strategies?
So we have and I don't want to divulge all of my secrets, but um, we have what we do with every property is we have a launch plan. In that launch plan includes a series of things. It could be based on the property size and the property price as well, and the location. Then we would incorporate very different things. It could be print, it could be obviously everything incorporates social because that's where the world that we live in. It could be storytelling. Some of it is events, creating events that really showcase a property, and of course, video and photo. And then we
Gotcha.
do some other guerrilla marketing that we just do that in the background. In those are the things that we do, without giving
Gotcha.
you too much detail.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's awesome. Um, so obviously I would assume that y'all have a pretty big team. Whenever it comes to your leadership style in business, how has it changed?
Um, Leadership style. I've always been one to, I like to grow team members. I am a very hands-on uh, with my team. Once they get and understand the approach, then I step back and let them run with it. And then I'll come in tidbits like, hey, now that we have this really well, let's move on to the next level. Let's push this over. So I'm constantly raising the standard. It's what I say in the office, and I actually have that written in my whiteboard. Always raise the standard. So we're going to get this done really well, and then we're going to look at the next level, and we're going to raise that standard to the next level, and we're going to continue to do that until we get it to where we feel it feels good, and then we're going to go create the next thing, the next campaign, or the next roll of things that make sense for us. So my
Awesome.
leadership style is very hands-on, but I mean, I care about people. This is why I've done the things that I've done in Austin. I care about women and children. Those are my things that are really close to my heart. Literacy is extremely important to me. So making sure that people are growing within their realm is important to me.
Awesome. Yeah. What areas of training do you believe your people will need most in like the next 6 months based on the current business climates and where your business is heading?
AI is how
AI.
to
Yeah.
really, yeah, it's how to really automate a lot of these things and how to grow the business with AI. Those are the things that I think are extremely important for the next level.
Awesome. So a lot of like training your team with different AI tools and things like that.
AI tools, and we're a marketing firm. We really are. So it's how can we be really creative and expand using those tools? And how do we use everything in our toolbox? The agency provides an amazing toolbox for agents. So how do we teach our agents to really use every tool in their toolbox so they can elevate their business? And
Awesome. Yeah. Well, as we wrap up, I think we can get to a couple rapid fire questions if you're ready for that. Awesome. So, what is the key to success for you?
people,
People.
growth, like really growing people, growing your network, helping people, to whom much is given, much is expected. So it's really people. It's listening, being a good listener. Sometimes pushing people off the edge so they see their growth potential. So people, yeah,
Oh, I love that. Yeah. What is your one piece of advice for other business owners?
keep going. If it's gonna feel lonely, and sometimes you have that pain in your stomach, that thing. Um, it's okay. Forward. The only way I know is forward. So know that people are not always going to believe in you. Um, but there's always an army of people that do. So find your people.
Awesome. What is a book or podcast you're reading or listening to right now?
Woo. I am one of those that I go back to the good ones and the old ones. So there's a book called Execution. Uh, Came out in the 90s, I'm sure. And there's another one that's called Instinct. And this one is going to be very hard for people to find it because it was very small print. And I think I have like 10 of those. It's another book called Instinct. I listen, I'm constantly reading. So I'm probably reading like 3 different books right now. Uh, so couldn't, I listen to the usual suspects, CO Life. I listen to Mel Robbins. So I'm constantly changing and moving. And so those are the books probably right now that I'm closest to. On the side of my bed, I don't know if you see, I have We Are Readers
Oh, wow.
books. So we have probably about 1,000 books in our home.
Oh, that's awesome.
In my nightstand, I have at least 35 books, and I'm constantly switching them and just referencing them because the wisdom that you got a year ago is going to hit differently today.
Yeah, yeah, I love that answer. Well, this is kind of a fun question to ask that I always love to ask towards the end of it. If you had a little bit of magic dust and you could choose one spot in your business to kind of sprinkle it on and everything would be perfect, where would it be and why? Oh, I think I lost you for a second. I don't think I can hear you.
That's a great question.
There you go.
Um, if I could sprinkle it, it would be more people looking into our business and saying, wow, having more agents come in and really look under the hood and see how this business is going to be good for their business. How the agency really cares about their agents and their voices, not just as an agent or as a business, but as a person. So, for us, it's extremely important that when agents join us, they not just grow as agents, but they also grow as people. So when we're doing anything for the community, we're always trying to elevate those agents into that community as well, because that's what makes a difference, right? Long term.
Awesome. Well, before we get to the final question of the day, would you like to share with our audience how they can follow you on social medias, find your website, contact you guys?
Yes. So the agency Austin, on Instagram, we are the agency dot Austin. On We have our website is theagencyatx.com. My personal, for those that want to reach out to me and have questions or mentoring, whatever it is Ana Ruelas 713 on Instagram. On LinkedIn, it's the same, Ana Ruelas 713. And then on LinkedIn, you can find us also as well as the agency ATX. And phone number 512-607-5113 here in Austin. So reach out and you can DM us. You can reach out to me directly. And that's us.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, this was a great conversation, and I really enjoyed getting to hear your story. So thank you for sharing. Also, we have one final question for you today, which is what is most inspiring to you today?
Wow. Today inspired. Took a note. Okay, it's me again. Ask me the question again.
Awesome. What is most inspiring to you today?
Seeing people step into their power. Really, really step into their power. That's why I'm so passionate about women and children and literacy, because there's a lot of people walking around with where they have all this potential and they don't know how, or they're afraid to step into their power. That's what inspires me, is being able to help those people really see in the mirror and step into the humans that they want to be.
It's awesome. I love that answer. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be here. This was an amazing conversation. I just encourage all of you watching to save the show and come back and watch it again because Anna really had some great insight for business. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so that way you get notifications every time a new conversation drops, just like this one. Thank you to everyone who joined us today, and a special thanks to you, Anna, for being with us today. We really appreciate it.
You, David, for including me. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Thank you. And I will see you all in the next episode.